closer, you'll squish me, Uncle Arthur.
You joining us?
You gonna join us, Arthur?
Morning, Arthur.
You okay, old man?
Sure. Just down.
Yeah, not a bad day for it.
Oh, there he is. Big bad Morgan.
Not now, Uncle. I ain't in the mood.
Drank cow piss instead of milk again? You're milking the wrong bit, son. Milking the wrong bit. That's a metaphor, by the way.
If you say so.
Or is it a simile? I can't remember. I feel like I need some cow piss myself.
logging on.
Look out, mister.
The hell is your problem? Corn, might eat, anything.
How you holding up?